Have won 12 straight games here at home. The Pitt Panthers play their third consecutive game on the road and are looking for their first ACC win of the season. It's Clemson versus Pitt, and it starts right now.
The Pitt Panthers on the floor as the Clemson Tigers take the floor, getting set for this ACC matchup. As we welcome you inside for this one, the Pitt Panthers looking for their first ACC win against the 16th ranked Clemson Tigers. A look at the ACC standings, and you will see Clemson in second place behind the undefeated Virginia Cavaliers at 12-0. And hello, everybody. Justin Kutcher alongside Mike Jaminski. And G-Man, this game is important for the Clemson Tigers, but it's important for a reason that I'm not sure a lot of people realize.
No, and, you know, one, to get that double bye in the ACC tournament, they want to stay in the top 4, stay in the top 25, ranked for the first time in a long time, and then you got Pitt just looking for a mental health victory right now.
But also the fact that they get another game playing without Dante Grantham. Can they start gelling as a team without Grantham? Now, one guy who has clicked since Grantham has gone out is another senior, and Gabe DeVoe.
No, he has been absolutely terrific, and you look at the numbers and what he's done. You know, he's got the ability. This guy came off the bench last year, and now he's playing starter minutes, getting inside. He can score at the rim. For the last 3 games, Justin, 15 of 23 from behind the arc. Just outstanding production from him.
He is the reigning ACC Player of the Week for the Pitt Panthers. There haven't been a whole lot of bright spots this year for Pitt. However, Marcus Carr is stepping up his game.
No, and, you know, they're playing 7 freshmen. Guys are getting valuable experience on the floor. But Carr is very strong, and you look at the numbers in the last 3. He's been very steady, 17 points, shooting over 50%, 8 assists a game. They're going to need a collective effort from a lot of people to get a win tonight.
They're looking for a win on the road. It would be their first. They're looking for a win against a top 25 team. But this Clemson team, they have won 12 straight here at home. We will have lineups and tip coming up after this.
It's more than a ball. Is brought to you by Spirit Communications. Our fiber, our network, your business.
The home of the Clemson Tigers here in Clemson, South Carolina. The 16th ranked Clemson Tigers, that is. That's right, the highest ranking since February of 2009. The lineup for the Pitt Panthers, a young squad. They're starting 4 freshmen. The only non-freshman starter is Jared Wilson Frame. And for the Clemson Tigers, we talked about Gabe DeVoe. How about the play of Marquise Reed coming off 22 points and 7 rebounds in the victory at Wake Forest on Saturday. He leads the team in scoring at just under 16 points per game. The officials are Mike Eads, Lamar Sampson, and Terry Weimer. Pitt in black, Clemson in white.
It's going to be interesting, Justin. Something's going to have to give in this game. Pitt second in the conference in defending the 3, and that's really what sustained the Tigers in this, over this stretch. So, we'll see if what wins, pitching or hitting.
The tip is controlled by the Panthers. Here is Jared Wilson Frame.
And this is a Pitt team. They've been competitive in the first 20 minutes of games. It's just been finishing that's been a problem.
Marcus Carr off the glass, no good. The rebound pulled down by Elijah Thomas.
I think the key thing, Thomas has been a great rim protector for them, but he's got to stay out of foul trouble in this game.
Thomas, good position underneath. Able to go up against Terrell Brown to put it in for the first bucket of the game.
And Brown has been terrific inside too, but I think he has to be a little careful early for the same reason. They don't want him to get in foul trouble. He really gave a lot of ground on that post-up.
Cameron Davis looking for Brown. Brown, the jumper is good. Terrell Brown, the freshman out of Providence, Rhode Island, coming off a career-high 14 points in the loss at UNC on Saturday. Deep three by DeVoe. This off the back of the rim. He's been so good from three-point land. Nearly a travel by Wilson Frame, but was able to dribble as he went to the ground.
15, how about 15 of 23 in the last 3 games for Gabe DeVoe?
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah. That's you'll take that percentage.
The three from Wilson Frame off the mark, and the rebound is chased down by DeVoe. Once again, it's Thomas coming up short this time, and the rebound for Brown.
That was a tough shot. That was about a 12 or 13-foot jump hook. And you're not going to put any pressure on Brown to try to defend and pick up a foul like that.
Wilson Frame against David Scara. Shot clock at 10. Carr looking for the screen. Shot clock at 4. A three for Brown. He knocks it down. Terrell Brown, that's his first three of the season. He was 0 for 7 prior to that.
And then, really, Clemson never even played him. They tried to run a little late screen, left him wide open.
He looked good shooting that three, too.
Glanced over at Kevin Stallings, said, I need some free reign here.
A nice cut to the hoop by Marquise Reed and a good find. And it's 5-4, Pittsburgh on top.
That's the thing, Justin, about this perimeter for Clemson. Not only knocking down threes, but they are very good at getting to the rim as well. And they think that may be an advantage against Pitt.
Again, the screen set by Brown. Carr finds Brown cutting, lost it. A turnover. Here comes Shelton Mitchell. Mitchell, a hesitation, blow by, and he gets fouled by Marcus Carr. Kevin Stallings in his second year as the head coach for the Pitt Panthers. 24 and 33, talking to him earlier today. He said, I know we're going to win a game in conference play. I can't tell you when it's going to happen, but we're going to win. And here's the crazy thing. Pitt has beaten a top 20 team in 17 straight years.
Well, you got a program that was built by Ben Howland, and then Jamie Dixon took over. A lot of success during that stretch, and expectations are high in Pittsburgh about this program. And so this is a huge departure from what they're used to. But 7 freshmen, 10 new faces, all the different starting lineups. Tough to get some continuity. But that win is going to happen, Justin, when they get Wilson Frame, Stewart, Carr, Davis all playing well in the same game. They've had stretches where they've really been terrific, but it's been individually.
That's been the key. They have not been able to get all those guys playing well in the same game. 5-5 ball game here. Carr, and that'll be a turnover. Brad Brownell, now in his 8th year as the head coach at Clemson. How about this? First time he's ever coached a ranked team.
Yeah, he had great years at UNC Wilmington and Wright State, but those teams were never ranked. And he went to the NCAA tournament his first year here, but that team wasn't ranked. So new territory for the coach and new territory for the players as well.
Thomas with the field goal, his second field goal.
They need some more scoring out of him. He's really defined at the other end, but they need to get some more points.
Clemson trying to push the ball up into the corner, and stepping on the sideline is Clyde Trapp, a freshman of Eastover, South Carolina. First turnover for Clemson. Obviously, Clemson without Dante Grantham, and Brad Brownell, he was very honest with us. He said, honestly, with Grantham in the lineup, I thought we were a really, really good team. Now without him, we don't have the same margin for error.
No, he was talking about, Elite 8 type of run in the NCAA tournament. He thought that was how much of a difference that Grantham made.
Rebound here for Mitchell. Thomas, nice catch for the dunk.
Well, we talked about scoring, and they really seem intent on getting him early touches. And if that continues, Justin, that's just going to open up things for the perimeter shooters, because they're going to have to come down and double him.
6 of the 9 points for Clemson, courtesy of Thomas. It's a 6-0 run for Clemson here. Carr, shot clock at 10, underneath, good look, unable to finish though is Chukwuka. who has just checked in, the sophomore out of Sweden.
Yeah, you catch the ball that deep, especially on the road with this team, you've got to finish those easy points.
A three for Clyde Schrapp. And it might be a time for a timeout for Kevin Stallings. He might not be able to wait for the under 16. Clemson 5 for 7 from the floor to start out. Pitt 2 for 7. Carr back rims it, and the rebound for Trapp. Mitchell to the hoop, comes up short. Chukwuka with a rebound. Can Pitt get a point, or at least draw a foul here on this possession? A three from the corner is good by Jared Wilson-Frame, and that was much needed for the Panthers.
No question about it. That scoring drought, and he's arguably been their most consistent player over the course of the ACC season. But a good rush up the floor and a good find in the corner.
Those are the first points in over 3 minutes for Pittsburgh. Thomas finding Skara, and Skara gets fouled. A late whistle against Jared Wilson-Frame.
Well, we talked about getting the big started early. Elijah Thomas has delivered the early post up inside, scoring at will. He's got 6 points. Clemson up by 4.
You know, at SportsCenter, we like to stay current.
12-4, Clemson on top of Pittsburgh here in the first half. Time now for a look at our 4 keys to the game.
Well, Dustin, you look at Pitt, and we talked about it. Defending the three is going to be a huge part of what they do. And for Clemson, they're looking for their early knockout punch. You get a team that's fragile like this, emotionally hasn't won. You don't want to give them any hope. Looked like it was heading in that direction, but then Wilson-Frame hit a big shot, kind of got them back in the game a little bit.
At the free throw line is David Skara. The transfer out of Valparaiso knocks down the free throw.
Arguably one of their best defenders out there. Another guy when you talk about Grantham, all the things he did, it's not going to be one person that's going to pick up the scoring. So, they've gotten some early success with Thomas, and Skara is probably another guy that they'd like to see score a little bit more.
Skara goes to the bench. Amir Sims comes in for him. 6-point lead for the Tigers. 6 minutes into the ball game. Shamil Stevenson, number 23, has checked in for the first time for the Panthers. Carr. And a turnover. Jared Wilson-Frame throws it away.
And Brad Brownell talked about the things that Thomas has done much better this year. Small things, and right there, hedging on that pick and roll action. Pitt hasn't gotten a whole lot out of that. He's done a very good job.
Gabe DeVoe has attempted 1 shot so far, was long on a 3-point attempt. In the corner, good pump fake, this for 3, no good for Reed, and a foul on the floor, and this foul is going to go against...
I think it's against Chukwuka.
Yep, Kenneth Chukwuka. So how about the Clemson Tigers and their tournament resume?
Very solid, Justin, I'm telling you. RPI of 4, strength of schedule right there. The 5 wins against the top 50. That's a high seed if you were to take the name off the top. And you can see why they're ranked and have been ranked for the last 6 weeks.
6 straight weeks in the top 25. A win tonight would give them 20 wins on the season.
It's funny. Brad Barnell told us that we really hadn't talked about it. The team hasn't talked about being ranked. In today's day and age, with all the noise that's out there, they're hearing it a lot around campus. But they just go about their business.
Reed underneath. Good footwork by Amir Sims.
Well, he's one of the freshmen that, this group has a nice mix, a nice chemistry, a good group of leaders at the top, and the freshmen have really bought into, especially on the defensive end of the floor.
Stevenson, kick out. Wilson-Frame for 3, not this time, and the rebound for Marquise Reed. A chance to make it a 10-point lead. DeVoe, his pull-up jumper, short, and the rebound for Jared Wilson-Frame.
Frame got away with one that time. Tried for the steal, but DeVoe forced good help inside, forced him to pull up for that jump shot.
Marcus Carr's been quiet so far. Now has the switch against Thomas. Shot clock to 7. Wilson frame kicks it out. Stevenson, shot clock at 3. Carr for 3, gets it partially deflected, a block.
Well, see, Justin, even on that switch, Carr was not able to take advantage of it because of the help.
Reed splits the double, then has it poked away. Here comes Carr. Carr, nice step around, and he puts it up and in.
Yeah, this is a much improved defensive team for Clemson, but if you're Pitt and you have the opportunity to run and not have to play against them in the half court, you should do it at every opportunity.
Marcus Carr now 1 of 5 from the floor. And a foul will be called here against Parker Stewart. A 6-point lead for the Tigers here at home over Pitt. Automower, all-star lawns start with Automower. Seeing is believing at automower.us. By Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Works. And by North Myrtle Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau. Just coast into unexpected adventures. Find special travel deals at explorenorthmyrtlebeach.com.
I could tell you plenty about North Myrtle Beach now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I should have done that, Reed. We could have done an infomercial on that.
It's a 6-point lead right now. I thought that was an infomercial. Brad Brownell's team leading right now by 6. Gabe DeVoe on the bench right next to his head coach. It will be Clemson ball to inbound. In for the first time is Mark Donnell. Number 5 for the Tigers. Also Scott Spencer, number 22, in for the first time. Reed kick out. Shelton Mitchell's 3 is good. So out of the timeout, they run that play and they get 3. Second 3 of the game for the Tigers.
It'll be interesting to see the balance of the offense and how it goes. And, now with Thomas out of the game, not so much a post player in there.
A sloppy pass inside by Brown, a turnover. Reed able to steal it. Now Donnell, he can shoot the 3. Passes that one up, and they'll reset.
There's really no post presence at all in there. Donnell is more of a high post, and he'll set the high pick and roll.
Another screen comes. Reed splits it. Shot was altered. Good job coming out and helping by Brown.
Yeah, no, he's great. I think he's got a pretty good upside. You look at some of the the freshmen on this team.
A little long on that shot, and the rebound by Amir Sims.
Most of the shots he made that early 3, but he's been content to pull out to 15 feet and shoot the jump shot.
And right now, with the size advantage he has, he can go down low.
No.
Shot clock down to 8. The 3 short. Well, Scott Spencer.
Whoever Donnell is guarding, and when he sets the pick and roll, they're not even worrying about him. They're just jumping the shooter, trying to put some pressure on him, whoever it is.
Parker Stewart with the left, too strong. Donnell with a rebound. A chance here for Clemson to run. Mitchell.
That's the same thing with Sims, too. Anytime they sort of pick and roll.
Donnell has it poked away. Shot clock down to 7. Mitchell now for 3. That's long. Never drew iron. Shot clock should not have reset on that.
This has been a different team since Gabe DeVoe left the ball game. It's tough for Clemson to run offense.
And an offensive foul called against Shamil Stevenson. Well, that'll bring us to tonight's Toyota Let's Go places. Some of the teams in the ACC looking to put on their dancing shoes.
Yeah, Virginia Tech fragile with that strength of schedule. North Carolina in good shape, but their conference record shaking. Of course, they got some game going on tonight. And,
they do?
I think it's blue-white scrimmage, something like that.
Different shades of blue.
But NC State, another one kind of right there, had some really tough non-conference losses, but have done well and have to continue to do well just in conference.
Look who's back in. Thomas is back in, but he gets a shot blocked by Terrell Brown.
Well, Brown can be a little bit more aggressive at the 8-minute mark of the first half. He was a little tentative early on, but he can be more physical now.
They get in the ball, going at Thomas, off the glass, nice move.
So I think both centers are going to have a lot of time to shoot because they're not going to double. They're not going to leave the guys on the perimeter.
And it's funny, it almost looks like Terrell Brown is more comfortable when he's going up against Elijah Thomas, and Thomas is guarding him.
Well, the reason they're going at him, they want to get Thomas in foul trouble and get him out of the ball game.
Scarra taking it to the hoop. He's got 4, 21-12. Clemson leading here at the 8-minute mark. Cameron Davis.
They're really locking down on Carr, staying with him, trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Another three-point attempt, this time a miss by Brown. The rebound by DeVoe, who's checked back in.
I think he's probably shot his last 3 for the game. That first one got him a little hall pass.
Here comes Carr. Carr, kick out into the corner, and Jared Wilson frames, steps on the sideline for a turnover.
Well, here we go. We got Terrell Brown doing it on both ends of the floor. A terrific block from behind. And then he gets the ball, squares up, goes up, and finishes strongly. Clemson up by 9.
Purdue, Michigan State.
Enough for heavy lifting in your workshop. Our TV crew used it in setup for the game tonight. That's also my dining room table.
And that could be purchased for the low price of $49.99. Insert my home address underneath that.
21-12. Clemson leading Pittsburgh. Justin Kutcher alongside Mike Cheminsky here from Little John Coliseum. Pitt comes out showing some pressure.
No, that was close to a 10-second call. They lost track of time a little bit, and what that little press did, it shortened the possession for Clemson.
Clyde Trapp has checked back in. Shelton Mitchell for 3. No. And the rebound pulled down by Thomas. Cutting to the hoop is Scarra. And Scarra's got 6 already. He averages just 2.1 per game.
Yeah, both he and Thomas really very offensive-minded. But that was a killer possession. Very good initial defense on that 3, forcing the long 3. But then you've got to clean it up with the defensive glass. Here's that last play. And this, Thomas comes up with the second chance. Everybody's scattered. And Scarra, the nice dive down the lane.
An 11-4 Clemson run as they lead now by 11, the largest lead of the game for the Tigers. Shot clock down to 8. And a foul away from the ball, and this foul is going to go against Elijah Thomas. The top 9 in the ACC standings.
And there's a lot to sort out. And the key thing about the 9 is, Justin, the bottom 6 will play on Tuesday in the ACC tournament. Nobody's ever come out of Tuesday and won the championship. That'd be a 5-game run. Duke was the first to do last year a 4-game come out of Wednesday.
That was just the first team foul against Clemson. Pitt's got 5 team fouls, and we're going to have a traveling violation here. And this will be the 7th turnover of the game already for Pitt. They have more turnovers than they do field goals, 7-5. That's not a good recipe for success.
And only 3 assists in the game so far. Now, that's part of that is because of poor shooting. But they're also, they don't have an offensive rebound in this game. So you put all that together, probably pretty fortunate. It's only an 11-point lead at this point.
Mark Donnell is back in. Thomas is on the bench for Clemson. And this is a turnover for the Tigers. Here comes Marcus Carr. 4th turnover for Clemson. Parker Stewart's 3 is good. Parker Stewart just 7 for 28 from three-point line his last 4 games. So they'd love to see him get going.
And he's been under double figures 3 of the last 4, and they just can't afford that lack of production from him.
Dave DeVoe misses the 3, but Skara gets fouled on the putback attempt.
There's Parker Stewart. He had been shooting 49% from 3 in ACC competition. Nice shot with a hand up in his face.
Cameron Davis just got called for the foul against Skara. 6-team foul as Skara misses the free throw.
And Skara only 54% from the line, so a little bit of a liability there. But because, different guys, because of the Grantham injury, have had their minutes expand. Skara, one of them, he's averaged about 14 minutes a game over the last 2. Amazing. Personally, I thought that they were going to not totally collapse, but really take a big hit. I'm talking about Clemson when Grantham went out. And they've done just the opposite.
I think that was the consensus. Brown, shot clock down to 9. Little jump hook, puts it in. That's what you want out of him.
Yeah, and, again, the no double team, he had multiple dribbles in the paint, and he really wants to turn over that left shoulder.
Trapp leaves it back for DeVoe. DeVoe, good pump fake, 1 dribble, 3, got it.
First basket of the game. So, for Clemson to have this lead, and DeVoe hit his first bucket with 4:49 to go.
Did you see him as he ran by us? He goes, finally. Into the corner. Stewart, his pump fake and 1 dribble, comes up short, and now he gets called for the foul. That'll be the 17th foul against Pitt. And 1-1 coming up for DeVoe.
Here's that look and see, kind of a half fake double team, but he is very good turning over that left shoulder with a little hook, and I love that the pump fake and then the side dribble to keep yourself behind the 3-point line.
That was the 2nd team foul against Parker Stewart. 17 foul, so DeVoe goes to the free throw line for 1-1, where he is a 77% free throw shooter.
And this is also an area where Clemson is really, they are missing the front of the 1-1. But as a team, shooting so much better from the free throw line than they have historically over the last 10 or 15 years.
A 10-point lead for the Tigers, coming up on 4 minutes to go here in the opening half. A block by Donnell, getting it back though is Brown, and this time he'll dunk it. He's got 11 of the 19 points here for Pittsburgh.
Now they're going back to the, they've got sat in the zone, and Clemson really hasn't hurt them from 3 in this game. 3 of 9 so far, Justin, and then that little trap to eat some time off the clock.
Shot clock down to 10. Mitchell to Trapp for 3. Way off the mark, and the rebound falls into Brown's hands. A chance to cut into the lead here for Pitt. Carr. Strong take to the hoop. And it's going to be an offensive foul against Cameron Davis. Davis can't believe it. He thought Mitchell was in the restricted area.
The legend. It's a fact. Schicks.
At SportsCenter, we like to stay current. And right now, user-generated content is what's hot.
So if you'd like me to read the next highlight, text 4464 to SC. Or if you want Jay to do it, you can text 4465.
Or if you'd like to see Teddy, the roller skating cockatoo, dunk a basketball, text 4466.
We're engaging with our fans in a whole new way.
They were welcomed and saluted, then challenged and tested before they were champions.
You're here at Little John Coliseum. That's the score right now with 3:27 to go. But how about what happened last night in college basketball? Number 1 Villanova lost at home to St. John's, who, oh, by the way, beat Duke on Saturday. Number 2 Virginia beat Florida State. And number 3 Purdue lost to number 14 Ohio State. So what does that mean if Virginia
They take care of business against Virginia Tech.
Yep.
It'd be the first time since the Ralph Sampson era that they were ranked #1 in the country. So, Tony Bennett's really done an amazing job with that team. They're already all but have clinched first place in the regular season. The most impressive win was the one against at Cameron against Duke.
DeVoe for his second three, knocks it down. He's got 3 straight games of 5 3-pointers. He's got 6 points now on 2 threes.
And he's the last guy you want to get going. He's been kind of quiet. You mentioned the fact you saw him say finally, but if he makes a little bit of a run here at the end of the half, it'll carry over to the second half.
And that's been a problem for Pitt. They've been in games, even in the game against North Carolina, and all of a sudden, 3 minutes to go in the first half, Carolina went on a run, and that was it. That game ended 96-65.
Marcus Carr, who has been so good recently, again, this illustrates what their season, he's 1 of 6 now in this game.
Scarra trying to keep it alive. Here comes Carr. And that was knocked away by his own teammate, Terrell Brown. The turnover in transition. It's Reed with a finish.
And Carr is looking around like he's like, how did that happen? And those are, just the mental errors and things you're going to have to live with freshmen playing out on the floor.
Under 2 minutes to play. Stewart. A couple of pump fakes, comes up short, and the rebound to Elijah Thomas. Pull up for Mitchell. That's long. Brown able to grab the ball.
I didn't think that was a great decision. They didn't have numbers, and should have just pulled it out and waited for some friends to come.
To set the screen, shot clock down to 5. Carr, a lot of dribbling, kick out to the corner. The 3 is well long. They say it hit the rim, and now we're going to see Mike Eads. He's going to go to the monitor to see if this actually hit the rim, because if it didn't hit the rim, it'll be a shot clock violation.
Right. It looked like it grazed it a little bit, but this is going to be a close call. But this is the problem. This is a technicality, and see here. Yeah,
it hit the rim.
It definitely hit the rim. So that's it's going to remain Pitt's ball. I would think that would be the ruling. You could see the trajectory change a little bit. The problem is it took him too long to get into the play, and it was a tough shot. And that was a nice job by Brown pushing in.
Mike Eads, he saw it and said graze the rim. Goes over and tells Kevin Stallings it will stay Pitt ball with 1:08 to go, 28 seconds on the shot clock. And really, I mean, if you're Pitt right now, you just got a timeout, right? You got a free timeout. So this is one of those opportunities where you're saying, all right, we got to get a bucket.
Yeah, just again for mental health, and and how about this? Get a bucket, get a stop, get another bucket, and all of a sudden the little momentum going into halftime, feeling a little better about yourself.
You get a chance to design a play that you wouldn't have been able to do beforehand. Jared Wilson Frame is able to check in, and there is the bucket by Terrell Brown going off the glass. He's got 13 now.
Where would this team be without him tonight? I mean, it's just, unexpected offense.
Remember, he had a career-high 14 against North Carolina. He's got 13 here in the first half.
Comes in averaging 3.7.
Shot clock down to 8. Can they get that stop now? Here's Mitchell. Shot clock at 5. And it's going to be an offensive foul against Elijah Thomas. And that's his second. So there is the stop. And now you've got 39 seconds to go.
And there Brad Brownell has to get him out. And again, this is, for that, you don't want him getting an offensive foul 35 feet from the basket on a moving screen.
With 5 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Right.
Yeah.
So, just clock and time awareness.
And now the timeout is called after they moved the ball beyond midcourt here by Pitt with 38.9 seconds to go. Again, this is Kevin Stallings realizing exactly what you said. They were able to get that free timeout to run the play before to get Terrell Brown that open look. He went glass. They got it. Now they get the stop. It's an offensive foul. You have a chance here to get a bucket, and you can get some momentum, which they have very rarely had going into the locker room for halftime.
Yeah, we get it under double figures, and you know, there's still going to be some time left for Clemson to make a rush up the floor, about just a little under 9 seconds. But you know, I'd like to see maybe like a high pick and roll with you know, involving Brown, and because he's been so good. And he's had a lot of time to operate. Got off to a quick start, knocked down that early jump shot. And he has solely been Pitt's offense, and then also doing a nice job on the glass and defensively as well.
13 points, 6 rebounds here in the first half for Brown. The rest of the team, 3 of 16 for 8 points.
Curious to see the second half, and they make an adjustment on meeting Clemson and start to come down and double team him a little bit, make Pitt prove themselves from the outside.
There's the high screen. Carr falling away. He gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Falling to the floor is Shelton Mitchell. He gets up gingerly. That's just the 3rd foul against Clemson. The first on anybody else not named Elijah Thomas.
And, Clemson's left a few points at the free throw line, 4 of 7, but these are the first attempts of the game for Pitt.
And Carr, an 84.5% free throw shooter, misses the first. Peace Eligoma comes in, replacing Terrell Brown, so that Brown doesn't pick up a foul here on the defensive end. And Monty Boykins comes in, replacing Parker Stewart, because Stewart, he does have 2 fouls. Carr, 1 of 2 at the line, now 3 points on the night.
Actually, Gabe DeVoe coming back down, and he's holding his left arm.
And a timeout taken here by Clemson. Yeah, Gabe DeVoe looks like he's holding that left hand.
Yep.
So a 10-point lead here for Clemson. Well, I can tell you exactly. 1.7-second difference shot clock to game clock. How about that math? I mean, I know you went to Duke, but that was impressive.
Solid. It was solid. And I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see DeVoe it just looked like he ran into his own guy. But back to your math. I won't tell anybody that you have your calculator app open on your phone. So, I'm sorry, I wasn't going to say that.
Pardon my friend. He's a little slow. The town's back that way. DeVoe will inbound, still holding that hand right in front of us. Peace Eligoma with a 7'4" wingspan. It's trying to make it difficult to get the ball in.
That's another rule I think you need to change. If you get the ball over half court, you've got to get it in over half court. You can't throw it back.
That would be a big change. And now here's Clemson just waiting to go with probably under 10 on the shot clock. Shelton Mitchell. Here's DeVoe. Shot clock down to 5. Mitchell with 3. DeVoe for 3. Long. And this shot will not count. It's short anyway by Reed. So a 10-point lead for Clemson going into the locker room. They have won 12 in a row here at home. 16 points in the paint for the 16th ranked Clemson Tigers. We will be back after this for the halftime report from Lil John Coliseum. A 10-point lead for the Tigers over the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Welcome back in. You know, right now, Terrell Brown, he needs some help. 13 points, 6 of 9 shooting. The rest of the team, 3 of 16 from the floor. Now that's math, my friend.
You had enough time to figure that out. Clemson to start with the ball here in the second half. Here's DeVoe matched up against Parker Stewart. Shelton Mitchell.
Already changed too. They've started now fronting the post inside.
DeVoe to the hoop, gets the roll. Gabe DeVoe hit a couple of threes in the first half. That's his first 2-point field goal. It's a 12-point lead here for Clemson. We talked about this in the first half about how Pitt has not had all their guys clicking in one game. They only have one clicking right now.
No, and somebody needs the basket needs to open up. Nice back cut that time by Cameron Davis.
That's one of the best plays they've run yet. Marcus Carr finding Cameron Davis. Thomas trying to go over Terrell Brown, and that's tough.
Don't know why he went back to his left hand that time. I mean, he had him buried inside.
Cameron Davis in the paint, trying to leave it off for Brown to the reverse. He has that shot altered, this time by Thomas. So the big men have altered shots against each other.
One thing we should say, we didn't touch on in the first half, that Reed has the flu. He's been bad yesterday, so maybe a reason why he hasn't been that effective this evening. Only 4 points for him.
Well, Gabe DeVoe just knocked down his third three of the game, trying to make it 4 straight games with at least 5 3-pointers.
He let everybody else get involved in that first half, and I think he's going to try to. I think Clemson lost an opportunity to widen the lead out.
That is the third foul against Elijah Thomas.
Yeah, and here's the look we talked about. DeVoe, the ability, because he can knock down the three, and then when they overplay outside, they had him, Elijah Thomas, drawn out, and then DeVoe again is shaken off. He had that left hand injury, it looked like, in the first half, but now those things never bother you on the offensive end of the floor.
Elijah Thomas has to go to the bench with those 3 fouls. Good closeout by Skara, but he gets called for the foul. It'll be a 3-shot foul for Parker Stewart. The first against Skara, he said, "Oh no, I got all ball," but Lamar Simpson said, "Nope. There is some other part of the body involved."
They'll show it, but you can show it once on the replay, and you could hear the groans in the background. The crowd thought he got the block, but still, chances of getting that block are slim, Justin. You just have to go out and you got the hand that looked on the follow through that time, but you have to come out under control and just contest the shot, make it a tough shot.
And it almost seems like today, with all the advanced analytics, guys aren't going to block the shots of shooters; they're just running past them.
And plus, it's he gave him a break by missing the last one, but he's a 83% shooter from the free throw line.
He was 24 of 25 from the free throw line in conference play. Shot clock down to 6. Donnell for 3, knocks it down. That's what he does. Mark Donnell is now 13 of 24 from three-point land on the season.
That stretch 4 position has become big in college basketball, but he really has not scored a whole lot. 10 points total his last 6 games.
Wilson frame, a little bit out of control, and he's going to be called for an offensive foul.
Here's the look in the kick out, and you could see that Brown was really reluctant to come out of the lane and get a hand up. There you go. I'll go back to that. Give see Donnell drive the lane, draw the shot blocker inside.
That foul against Wilson Frame was his second. DeVoe for 3 again. He's starting to heat up. 14 now for DeVoe. Offensive foul for Terrell Brown. He was moving, trying to set the pick, And I always wonder, is that the fault of the guy setting the pick or the guard? But this is the three by DeVoe.
Yeah, great screen, caught it in rhythm. He's had 3 straight games, Justin, of 5 made threes. He's already got 4. Took him a little while, but as you said, getting heated up here in the second half.
And you mentioned it. Hand injury? What hand injury?
Yeah. Doesn't hurt.
43-26, Clemson leading. DeVoe, first fifth three. Four straight with 5 threes for Gabe DeVoe. And a chance to silence the crowd by Terrell Brown, who now has a new career high with 15 points.
Yeah, that was a pretty good defensive stand, but the breakdown off the dribble, able to give Brown some space.
Zone here for Pitt. Trap, kick back. Donnell in the corner. In some trouble. Scara. And he gets fouled here by Brown.
Well, you're not going to keep a great score down for very long, and Gabe DeVoe came out with a vengeance in the second half, and he has helped to build this lead to 46-28.
Basketball is brought to you by Spirit Communications. Our fiber, our network, your business. Here on the campus of Clemson University, Gabe DeVoe is the reigning ACC Player of the Week. And here in the second half, he is stepping up his game.
That drive, setting up the jump shot. His teammates really doing a nice job setting screens and getting him open. And that one from the Tiger paw. Now, it's a big paw, but that was a deep shot.
4 straight games with 5 3-pointers, 11 points in the second half. He's 5 of 8 from three-point land as Scara knocks down the first free throw. He's now 4 of 5 from the line, 8 points.
And they're 2 threes away from having a 4th game of 10 or more threes.
Scara knocks down both free throws. It's now a 20-point lead. It was a 10-point lead at the half. In the first 4+ minutes, they've added to that lead by 10. Emil Stevenson is in, trying to lob one down low off the fingertips of Terrell Brown. Will be Clemson ball.
Well, the issue, I mean, Pitt's only taken 3 shots in this half so far.
Trap. Gets it to Mitchell. Underneath. Donnell tries to go the reverse. Gets his own miss and puts it in.
You see, they're going to have to play man now. That was beautiful passing inside, but the way that DeVoe is shooting the 3, they can't use that zone that was so effective in the first 20 minutes.
In the corner, Stevenson. With the left, no, off the glass. And the rebound to DeVoe. The Tigers starting to run away with it. This is definitely from the paw. Underneath, Sims. Kick out. Mitchell for 3. Got it.
You know, they're playing beautifully right now, but just imagine if Grantham was healthy.
I don't think Pitt wants to imagine that.
Yeah, no, and Brad Brownell can't let that sink into his head, but you know it's back there somewhere.
Mitchell for 3 again.
And they're just playing horse out there right now.
Clemson 6 for 6 for 3 here in the second half.
My favorite show moment was
ACC College Basketball is brought to you by the official corporate champions of the ACC. Geico. New York Life. Bojangles. Food Line. And Toyota.
This half has belonged to Clemson. Outscoring Pitt 24-6. They have more three-point field goal than Pitt has attempted field goals.
It just, we touched on it at the open. It's been the undoing of this team. They've been competitive for 20 minutes, and then the second half, things just unraveled.
Shot clock down to 7 here for Carr. Shot clock at 3. Not going to get a shot off.
And we put out those offensive numbers, but this is the end of the floor that has made the difference this year in Clemson. They've improved so much defensively from last year.
13th turnover for Pitt. It was a 10-point game at the half on Saturday at Carolina for Pitt. They trailed by 10. They were outscored by 21 in the second half. It was a 10-point game here at the half tonight. And they've been outscored 24-6. A miss by DeVoe from deep.
That was almost half court.
Yeah. Shamil Stevenson. And he gets fouled. That foul will go against Amir Sims.
Stevenson has some good games early, 9 times in double figures, but this, ACC catches up to all these guys, all the freshmen. Got a little bit of an old man's game, plays low to the ground.
He's a big kid for a freshman. 6'6", 230.
Reminds me of Pitt players of 10 years ago. They used to have those guys who were a little undersized at their position, but extremely strong.
When you run into them, you fall over. Mitchell underneath, off the hands of Donnell. And it will be a turnover. Pittsburgh ball.
Rare one for Clemson. Only their 6th of the game. They've done such a nice job with shooting the basketball, but also taking care of it.
Stevenson to the reverse. And he'll go to the free throw line. The foul's against Amir Sims. A look around the ACC. A game that you might have some interest in. The Blue Devils lead by 2 over North Carolina.
Louisville up big, and they stumbled a little. Everybody's stumbling at some point, but they lost 2 home games in a row. But I think Dave Padgett has done a terrific job with all the things that were going around that program at the start of the season.
And you know what? It's funny because you talk to people around Louisville, and they think they've underachieved. And I think they've overachieved.
Yep. No, I agree. It's, it was a top 15, top 10 program, and, it's the same Army that's out there, just a different general. But it took a while for them to get on the same page.
And it wasn't like a minor distraction. Trapple on the baseline comes up short. Stevenson, kick out, extra pass, top of the key. Parker Stewart for 3, hits it, and that's one of those things where you like to see from Pitt.
Well, Stevenson has made a difference since he's come into the game, Justin. He's been very aggressive off the dribble, looking for his shot, but that time he drew the defense in and got a teammate an open look.
Trap, looking for DeVoe. Jump stop, kick out. Mitchell underneath, able to find DeVoe, who puts it in.
Inside or outside, but Pitt has now made a concerted effort to try to deny him out on the 3-point line, make him into a 2-point shooter. But he can beat you either way.
A 25-point lead here for Clemson. Shot clock down to 8. Carr gets it back. Carr pulls up for 3. That's well short. An air ball here. Sims picks up the loose ball.
That's a few times now this half, just an unawareness of the shot clock.
Trap has it taken away by Parker Stewart. Up ahead, here comes Davis, and Davis able to put it in. 2 Clemson players got a hand on it off the backboard, able to go.
You know, big hole to climb out of, but you got to give Pitt credit. Still playing extremely hard.
Clemson takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. 58-35, Clemson on top.
You know, at SportsCenter,
State versus Utah State, Saturday on Roots Sports.
Back here at Little John Coliseum, Clemson and Pitt. It was a 10-point game at the half, but here in the second half, Gabe DeVoe has caught fire on 90s night. Gotta love some of the outfits. Had I known it was 90s night, I would have changed my suit.
only having to go halfway back into the closet.
I'm all about that. Maybe brought the MC Hammer pants. You never know. Shot clock down to 7. DeVoe steps back. That's for 3, and that's good. His 6th.
You know you're hot when you take a step back, you look down to make sure you're behind the 3-point line and still get the shot up.
DeVoe now with 22 points on the night. Terrell Brown. And a foul here will send Cameron Davis to the free throw line. The foul is against Marquise Reed. A look at it, the Hardy's game summary. Field goals.
Yeah, when you're destroying somebody at the 3-point line and winning points in the paints, and you can see the big, disparity in assists. A lot of one-on-one play by the Pitt Panthers.
Cameron Davis. I think they may have just opened every door in the building, because that missed by about 3 feet.
You're saying there was a strong downdraft?
That's like when you're playing golf and the first one goes way right, and you have to hit a second one, it's right down the middle, and you go, same guy.
Yeah, that second golfer's pretty good.
DeVoe, step back jumper, comes up short. And it's out of bounds, will be off of David Scarra, and it will be Pitt ball. No! 61-36, Clemson leading, 9:38 to go here.
Thomas out there, sitting out there, and with that third foul, if you're Brown, you get the ball, try to pick up that 4th and get him back out of the game.
Stevenson for 3, no. Thomas gets the rebound. Eight rebounds now for Elijah Thomas. Reed, little hesitation, keeps the dribble going, kick out, DeVoe open for 3. You cannot leave him open.
Well, again, the big question is, why is he open? You think you got to put somebody in his shirt at this point, get into full denial.
64-36. 25 points for Gabe DeVoe. 7 3-pointers on the night. Brown's jumper.
See,
Stevenson with a rebound, and he'll get fouled by Scarra.
Yeah, this is a great play. You should say everybody for Pitt had their back turned to this guy who's just torching you in the second half. Got to have an awareness of where he is at all times.
His last 4 games now are 25 points, 17 points, 24 points, 25 points and counting. And Jared Wilson-Frame will come in, replacing Cameron Davis. And it looks like he has gone to the Michael Phelps School of treatments. 25 points. That ties a career high for Gabe DeVoe. Reed goes baseline, hangs, can't connect. Jonathan Milligan has checked in. Milligan able to finish along the baseline.
That drive has been there, and Thomas a little reluctant to pull out that time. Milligan, the only returning backcourt player from the team of last year.
A turnover here. Here comes Terrell Brown. A little behind the back dribble, and Terrell Brown shows off his versatility.
He was tripped by his own man, Thomas, that time, trying to play a screen roll.
17 points for Terrell Brown, continuing to add to his career high. Nearly half of the points for Pitt have come from Brown. The follow is good by Elijah Thomas.
Yeah, Brown going for the block that time, just took his body off of Thomas, left him all alone at the front of the rim.
Brown into the corner. Stewart. Wilson-Frame not on the shot clock. Shot clock down to 3. Brown has it swatted, and this will be a shot clock violation, and that will lead us to a timeout. 25-point lead for the Tigers here at home, trying to make it 13 in a row here at Little John Coliseum.
It's a fact. Schick's
at SportsCenter.
Staff, but he's come alive in the second half, tying a career high with 25 points and also 7 3-point field goals.
Yeah, 7 of 11 from 3, 11 of his 15 field goal attempts from behind the arc. And the thing is, he's getting great looks, being able to create them for himself and also off the screens. Teammates finding him where he is out on the perimeter. It's just been a very, very efficient night.
He is our Hardy's star to watch, and deservedly so.
We talked about this Pitt team, second in the conference in defending the 3. But Clemson just too much tonight. 12 of 22 on the game. Their 4th game of plus 10 made threes.
Thomas has it blocked again by Terrell Brown. Terrell Brown has a 7'3" wingspan, and you could see he's tough to go against down low.
He, you look at it too, Elijah Thomas, he gets away with a little bit of a hop before he goes into his shot.
Shot clock at 7. Milligan leaves it off for Brown. A good move by Milligan. And Terrell Brown now with 19 points.
Yeah, redshirt senior's got some experience and ran a nice little screen roll. Again, he had an awareness of time and clock.
Notice Jared Wilson-Frame is not leaving DeVoe right now. In the corner, Scarra for 3, short. And the rebound by Parker Stewart. Kevin Stallings yelling, go, go. Milligan, crossover. And a nice free anticipation by Scarra, picking that one off.
Yeah, he's one of their better perimeter defenders. Great anticipation.
Debo Sweeney might be looking at that saying, you want to play in the secondary for us? 10 points, 10 rebounds now for Elijah Thomas, his 6th double-double of the season.
shooter, this zone really giving Pitt a lot of problems.
In the corner, Milligan for three. And the rebound for Thomas. 4.5 to go. Mitchell all the way to the hoop. 12 points for Shelton Mitchell, right at his season average.
And Brad Brownell talked about their margin for error has been razor thin without Grantham, and certainly not been the case here tonight.
It's a dulled razor tonight.
It's a butter knife.
Thomas, no. Rebound by Kenneth Chukwuka. Wilson Frame knocks down the three. Second three of the game for Jared Wilson Frame. Marquise Reed for three. In and out.
Just, again, looking ahead for this team, you wonder where the W is out there. I mean, Kevin Stallings very confident of it. His team's going to play hard every night.
Milligan again with a finish. And now a timeout taken here by Pitt. 70-48. Clemson leading with 3:02 to go. 22-point lead for the Tigers over the Panthers here with 3:02 to go, and time to look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by North Myrtle Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau.
You got Florida State coming up twice. We're running home and home there, and then the big home game against Duke right after that one. Virginia Tech has been very tough at home. Georgia Tech, you got to figure, they can take care of business, but as we've seen so far in the conference, there are no guarantees along the way.
Trying to close this one out here. Make it 13 in a row at home. Of those 13 wins, 8 of them in the ACC.
And you have to look at it and say, we wonder how long this three-point shooting is going to last, but they just keep out, coming out game after game.
Underneath, getting the shot blocked is Malik Williams. Williams has checked in for the first time here for Clemson, number 20. Underneath, the cut to the hoop. Milligan, no. The rebound by Chukwuka. And a turnover. Here comes DeVoe. DeVoe looking for a new career high. Comes up short, gets the rebound. Kick out for Trout.
And maybe time to get Mr. DeVoe out of the game. Can't risk that injury.
The timeout is called by Brad Brownell. This is just to get the subs in, and there is DeVoe out of there. DeVoe leaves, tying a career high with 25 points, tying a career high with 7 made threes. It's 4 straight games of at least 5 three-pointers. But a win here for the Clemson Tigers would extend their home winning streak to 13 and give Clemson their first 20-win season since the 2013-14 season. And they would do it in their 3rd fewest games ever. That's pretty good.
Now, this is, this is the first time I've seen him in person. And very impressive, just the way, especially the way they really haven't missed a beat. I mean, you take that Virginia loss and put it aside. That was the first game after Grantham got hurt. But they can make a lot of people look that way. But ever since, it seems like it's been seamless.
Oliver comes up short. Spencer for 3. In and out. And the rebound by Peace Eligoma. teams have emptied the benches here. Anthony Starzinski is in. Milligan, the pull-up. And the rebound for Anthony Oliver, the second, whose mother is the head coach of the women's basketball team here at Clemson. Spencer for three. Kept alive.
A good hustle play that time, and this is a game that mentally this team could have. I'm talking about Clemson, could have been checked out on a little bit. You got a team that hasn't won in conference yet, but really the difference was the way they came out in that second half. First 4 or 5 minutes of the second half really put the game away.
I mean, we came back from a break and it was 24-6. That was the run really to open up the second half. And a whistle just to get Zach Smith in for Pitt.
It was basically Gabe DeVoe that could have been 1 on 5 out there.
As far as no Dante Grantham, he got injured in that Notre Dame game. They won the Notre Dame game. So if you count that without him, they're 4-1 without him. I don't know how many people would have thought that was going to be possible. And this would make it 5-1.
Yeah, and you look what Notre Dame finally came up with a win against BC after a 7-game losing streak. They lose Bonzie Colson, and plus Matt Farrell during that stretch as well. So key guys, but there was arguably, despite what DeVoe is doing out here, Grantham their most important player. And for him to go down and them to continue to have the success they had, pretty remarkable.
Ellie Goma misses both, and Clemson will be able to dribble this one out. 72-48. The 48 points ties the lowest point total Clemson has given up this season. They did that against their in-state rival South Carolina back on December 19th. It was a 10-point game at the half, but like we've seen from Pittsburgh this year, they couldn't do it for the full 40, and Gabe DeVoe exploded in the second half.
Yeah, it's just those runs are so tough, and when you get a team that's on such a hot streak from behind the arc, it can happen before, the first TV timeout, which it basically did. So, for Pitt, you keep plugging away, and they got BC coming up, I think, at home, which beforehand might have looked like a game that, but BC is playing awfully well at this point.
Yep, they've got Louisville coming up next, then Boston College, then at Florida State versus Wake Forest, Virginia, and at Notre Dame to close out the season. But Clemson picks up their 20th win of the season, 13th in a row here at home, while Pitt falls to 8-17, 0-12 in conference play. We'll come back with much, much more here from Little John Coliseum right after this.
Purdue, Michigan
beats Pittsburgh here at home to extend their streak to 13. Let's go over to Mike Cheminsky, who's standing by with Brad Brownell.
Thank you very much, Justin. Brad, first of all, coming into this game, you get a team that hasn't won in conference. Talk about the mental focus that your ball club had.
I thought we had really good practices this week. Credit Gabe and some of our older guys. I thought they were really focused. I'm glad we had some time to get prepared. I think Kevin runs a lot of really good actions. But we had practice. I thought we were really ready to play today.
What was you guys have been on an incredible streak. Your most important player, Dante Grantham, goes down. But the three-point shooting has just been off the charts. Have you seen that coming?
Well, we have confidence our guys can shoot the ball, and we knew that coming into the season. Certainly Gabe's getting as much opportunity as we can to get him a shot. We're going to do that. I just have a lot of confidence in our perimeter players. Marquise was battling the flu here the last couple of days, so he wasn't his normal self, but Shelton and Gabe really picked it up.
And as the regular season winds down, fighting for a lot of things. You've been ranked now for 6 weeks. You're also fighting for that double bye. But talk about, we talked about the offense, how improved offensively this ball club is.
Yeah, I think we've made great strides in that area. It's something we put a lot of time in this summer and in the fall. That was our key focus. And again, it's really helped. I think Eli has done a really good job for us in ball screen coverages, and our older players are experienced, kind of know what to expect game in game.
Well, congratulations and good luck next time out.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Justin, over to you.
All right, thanks, Mike, and thank you, Coach. Coach Brownell just picked up his 311th win all-time as a head coach. How about Gabe DeVoe here tonight? He had 6 points in the first half, and then all of a sudden in the second half, he erupted. Had 19 points, finished with 25 in the game, 7 of 11 from three-point land. Both of those tied career highs. At 25 points, the 7 made threes. He's now had 4 straight games of at least 5 three-pointers, and he is standing by with Mike Cheminsky.
Thanks, Justin. Gabe, first of all, first half, still a game, 10 points, and then you come out and are basically playing horse from behind the three-point line. Did you want to come out and be more determined offensively?
Yeah, I started off slow, missed my first couple looks. I got a couple to go down the end of the half. In the second half, I was going to come out aggressive. We played a little slow defensively in the first half and wanted to open up the lead.
Talk a little bit, one, about your feelings about your classmate, Dante Grantham, and his injury and how this team has come through it and what you guys have done to support him.
I mean, we came in together, so we're real close, and we've been roommates for 3 years. And him going down, it hurt a lot, but the team been rallying around him well. We're just coming out playing for him, just trying to continue to win.
A lot of people didn't respect this team before the year started, weren't picked high in the league, but here you are now ranked in the top 25 for 6 weeks. Do you guys talk about that as a team, or you just kind of say, let's just go out and take care of business every game?
I mean, yeah, before the season, we knew we didn't get much respect in the media and things like that. We just focused on our inside our locker room, things like that. And, I mean, the rankings, we know it's been in the rankings, just try to continue to win. At this point, just trying to continue to make the NCAA tournament.
Well, congratulations. You tie a career high tonight. Keep it going. Thanks for coming over. Justin, over to you.
All right, thanks again, Mike. The final stats from tonight's game. It was certainly all Clemson over Pitt. Just 8 turnovers for the Tigers. They scored 22 points off the 15 turnovers for Pitt. 3-point field goals. They were 12 of 27 from three-point land. 7 of those 12 threes came courtesy of Gabe DeVoe. Elijah Thomas finished with a double-double for Clemson. 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks. G-Man, they went to him early. He was a key early for Clemson.
No, I thought he got some touches, really gave them a little bit of confidence. And, we talked early on about the fact that if he gets going offensively, if they can get a double-double out of him every night, that would be terrific. But, really seemed to open up some things out on the perimeter. And, his big thing was staying out of foul trouble, and it was a big part of this win.
Now, we showed this during the game about the tournament resume for this Clemson team, and they keep on winning. They're number 16 right now in the country. Their overall record is 20-4. They're 9-3 in the ACC, one of the best conferences in college basketball. RPI at 4. I mean, right now you're thinking about where they can be. Obviously, this is a tournament team, but how good can they be?
Well, I think right now the question is what seeding do they get in the tournament? And, keep playing the way they are. A 4 or even a 3 seed may not be out of the realm of possibility with, depending on how they finish out this year and then their performance in the ACC tournament. But the way this team looks right now, that could be a very real possibility.
The remaining schedule for the 16th ranked Tigers: on Valentine's Day, they go down to Tallahassee to take on the Florida State Seminoles. On February 18th, they're right back here at Little John Coliseum taking on Duke. And then they're at Virginia Tech, home versus Georgia Tech and Florida State, and they finish up the regular season at Syracuse. And again, this is all without Dante Grantham. And this team, with every game, as we talked about in the Open, they're adjusting to life without him.
Yeah, and you listed some high-scoring games or teams, which this team is capable of playing. Obviously, with with that group, be curious at that last one against that Syracuse zone to see how this Clemson offense performs and shoots from the perimeter. But you can't get caught in the trap, Justin, of looking at it as a whole. And I think what they've done is a very good job, and starts with Brad Brownell and the seniors on down, of just coming out. And we saw the adjustment from the first half to the second half and the focus on offense.
And Brad Brownell mentioned this to us too, the fact that he loves the fact that he's got upperclassmen as his guards. They've got those 3 guards, and that certainly helps overcoming the injury to Grantham. As we look around the ACC and scores from tonight, Louisville won by 23 over Georgia Tech. Duke leads by 4, 49-45 at the half over North Carolina. A high-scoring game there in Chapel Hill.
Well, most of the players for North Carolina have been through that rivalry and that game, and believe me, it's different than any other game, and you can't prepare somebody for it.
So you're saying you know a little bit about it?
I heard a friend of a friend told me. But this freshman group for Duke going in there is their first time in this game.
Well, this game here tonight, it was a 10-point game at the half. Clemson ran away with it in the second half, courtesy of Gabe DeVoe, who had 19 points in that second half. The final score, 72-48. Clemson defeats Pitt. For Mike Jaminski and our entire crew, I am Justin Kutcher.
Win your share of